Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is either a Saturday or a Sunday night Smackdown. We are here, we are in, I believe it's San Jose, California, for what should be a very eventful night of Smackdown action while we all await the best pay-per-view possible this weekend in One Night Stand. We do unfortunately have to get through some other shows, but it's okay because SmackDown is a strong show and SmackDown also isn't Raw. So with that being said, we have got a good night of action for you here tonight, including this match determining the #1 contender for the WWE Women's Championship at Judgment Day. Bayley faces Sasha Banks in what should be a very, very interesting contest between two very talented women. But then we have the main event to pay attention to for the first time. Well, for the first time in a week and a bit, for the first time actually since WrestleMania. Sami Zayn is in action one-on-one against the WWE Champion Bobby Fish. Last week, Fish found out that he will be going one-on-one with Shinsuke Nakamura at Judgment Day, and now he gets to see how he's feeling and how he's doing heading into the event when he takes on the former WWE Champion in Sami Zayn. Wow, I cocked that one up. So with that being said, let's get SmackDown underway. SmackDown always know how to kick a show off strong, and they're doing it again here tonight. We have the finale of the little mini tournament they had set up to determine the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. Here tonight we will find out if it's going to be Cesaro or Finn Bálor, who will take on the Beast Brock Lesnar in a few weeks' time at Judgment Day. While Cesaro hasn't picked up a pinfall in this tournament thus far, he has also been able to escape elimination so far. That is why he is in this finale match against Finn Bálor. Two incredible wrestlers, two former world champions as well. It was a bit of you that knew it was going to come down to these two men, based on their past, based on their experience, and the fact of Cesaro versus Finn Bálor also sounds like a money matchup right there. So here we go, we're going to get it. The Swiss Superman versus the Demon King, the Bálor Club, well, the leader of the Bálor Club, because this one is certainly not a Demon King right now. Thankfully, for our sake, he is not that for now. However, should he win here tonight, should he go on to Judgment Day, you can almost guarantee that we are going to see the Demon King arise. However, to get that accomplished, Finn Bálor here tonight has to go through Cesaro. My goodness, what a match this is going to be. And of course, the winner at the end of this gets Brock Lesnar for the Intercontinental Championship. Finn Bálor picked up a pinfall victory in the triple threat match. Last week, he successfully pinned and eliminated Damien Sandow. And now here he is tonight, looking to become #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. With this being in America, with this being in a vicinity that Brock Lesnar could be within, I would like to report that Brock Lesnar is here tonight. He is not in a match, but he is still here tonight paying close attention to whoever his opponent may be at Judgment Day. One man who is 100% not here tonight, though, is Shinsuke Nakamura. The #1 contender for the WWE Championship is not here tonight. He is taking a week off to study the tapes, to work on his style. It is going to be a very interesting affair to see what happens when those two meet for the WWE Championship. Talking about great matches, of course, I just absolutely cannot wait to lay eyes on that one in a few weeks' time. But right now, we get to kick off SmackDown in a strong fashion. I gotta be honest, Cesaro and Bálor is... You could have this matchup main event a pay-per-view, but no, it's kicking off SmackDown. I think that kind of shows the confidence the SmackDown committee have in their roster and the ability to just ignite the fans from the start of the show and keep them alive all the way throughout it. Cesaro and Finn Bálor here. Who will face the Beast? Who will go one-on-one with Brock Lesnar? That is the question right now. That is what these people here are ready to see. Will it be Cesaro or will it be Bálor? What I do know is I am anticipating this to be a very, very well-versed matchup. We may have been looking at the match of the night just to kick things off, but then again with Fish and Zayn main eventing later on tonight, may have some difficulties trying to top that. Who knows? But right now, let me talk you through the rest of the card. In between, we have, after this, the Revival in tag team action. They'll be taking on, actually, the WWE Tag Team Champions, the Dangerous Alliance of Roman Reigns and Mark Henry. Following that, which also of course, will be an interesting affair in my mind. It's the first time, we were talking about on ECW Tag Team Champions not having wrestled in a tag team matchup for some time. It will be the first time, I think, since defending their championships before WrestleMania that we will see the Dangerous Alliance in action in tag team affair. We've seen both Reigns and Henry suffer losses over the last few weeks. I believe Reigns was to... I think both men actually suffered losses to Shinsuke Nakamura. Or am I thinking wrong? I know I think Reigns lost to this man. It lost to Finn Balor, and Henry lost to Nakamura. I think it was something along those lines. Anyway, then following that, we have the number 1 contenders match for the WWE Women's Championship between Bayley and Sasha Banks. That's we determined this last week when Sasha Banks defeated AJ Lee, and I am still pumped up for that one. Be interested to see who the first contender for Winter's Women's Championship is. And then, following on from last week where we saw Kenny Omega defeat Ricochet. Sorry, not Ricochet, Kota Ibushi. There you go, I just spoiled the matchup. It's Kenny Omega versus the man who was the runner-up in the Cruiserweight Classic the other day. That man being Ricochet. Kenny Omega trying to rub salt in the wound to Kevin Owens, as we discussed last week, with him defeating Kota Ibushi last week, with him potentially defeating Ricochet tonight. That would kind of settle how strong Kenny Omega is, how strong the King of the Ring is, and how much he always has that one-upsmanship on Kevin Owens. And then, of course, our main event, as already discussed twice now, the match that we actually anticipated many months ago at Vengeance, the match that would have decided whether or not Bobby Fish was going to be WWE Champion or not. It is Sami Zayn versus Bobby Fish. Going back to this matchup right now, Cesaro's certainly been more holding his own than Finn Balor has. This has mostly been Cesaro's contest, keeping Finn Balor pinned to the ground, but finally Balor responding back somewhat. Ooh, double knee face buster there by the leader of the Balor Club, who looks to hit up the top rope once more now. What will Finn Balor look for here? Diving elbow drop into a cover here by Finn Balor, hoping it's enough to knock off Cesaro. Obviously not the case, but certainly could be a move strong enough to wear down the Swiss Superman. Finn Balor with a lovely drop kick there off the second rope. Looking at this now, you think that either one of these men really could beat the Beast. I think either man has the capabilities to do just that. And only one of these men is going to get that opportunity. There's the pop-up uppercut into the chest by Cesaro. Will it help him? Will it assist him in getting that number 1 contendership? Not right now, as Finn Balor has other plans. But never mind. Cesaro reverses that into a small package roll-up. There's one. There's not a 2 count, just a 1. Cesaro now, prepped in position, looking for the neutralizer. Looking to strike, but Balor has none of it. Finn Balor decides against it. And now Balor with 1916 onto Cesaro. How will Balor follow up? He's going to the top rope, so he seems to definitely have something in mind. Finn Balor calling Cesaro to his feet. Even after 1916, he realizes that he will not be able to finish off Cesaro just yet. Nice top rope hurricanrana. Cesaro may be out on his feet, though, following that single unhook brainbuster, and Balor realizes it in the corner. Shotgun drop kick to Cesaro. Quickly jumps over him and heads up top. Could this be the fate of Brock Lesnar at Judgment Day? Because it looks like Finn Balor is closing in on it. Oh no, the coup de grace missed. Scrap that. Cesaro keeps his hopes alive. Honestly thought Finn Bálor was going to hit that coup de grace there and just end this one. Seems not to be. And now both men engaging in a back and forth strike fest in the middle of the ring. Here goes Bálor now. Double forearms and a sling blade to send down the former ECW champion. Turns him round, but Cesaro tells him basically to get stuffed. Suplex here, up in the air, countered by Bálor. Into another double knee facebuster. These two men really just, they're past feeling each other out now, really. They're just going back and forth on one another. They are just trying to get that significant blow that can change the match. And Finn Bálor may have got it there with that fireman's carry Pele kick. May have staggered Cesaro to such an extent that he can barely stand anymore. And Bálor, once again in the turnbuckle. Looking to land this again onto Cesaro. There's the shotgun dropkick once more. Bálor, though, barely able to get to his feet. But he's going to go for it. He's going to take the risk and he's going to go up high. Finn Bálor from the top rope. Will he be able to hit it? Coup de grace! This time he gets it on Cesaro. Does this guarantee Finn Bálor the shot at Brock Lesnar at Judgment Day? Into the cover goes Bálor for 1, 2, 3. It does. Finn Bálor is your #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. There you have it. But oh no, I jinxed it when I said it earlier. I said he was in the arena and I jinxed it for him. Brock Lesnar's here and Lesnar and his new #1 contender are getting it on. It's a prelude to Judgment Day already, and Bálor trying to hold his own against the Beast. Simple running punch in the gut, and Finn Bálor, welcome to Suplex City, courtesy of the Intercontinental Champion. The 3 German suplexes by Brock. Finn Bálor, welcome to what you just won the rights to. An ass kicking at the hands of Brock Lesnar. F5 to Finn Bálor. The leader of the Bálor Club is laid out by the Beast Incarnate. Is this also a prelude to Judgment Day? Everything that Finn Bálor's done to get this far, will it be irrelevant? Because Brock Lesnar plans on walking out with that Intercontinental Championship still around his waist. Well, there you go. Lesnar and Bálor at Judgment Day. That's going to be an interesting affair, to say the least, and I am looking forward to seeing that match signed. That match is pretty... wow, I just confused myself so hard then. I'm looking forward to that match taking place at Judgment Day. Who knows what will happen when the Demon comes out against the Beast. That's going to be very, very interesting. But now we're going to move on to our next contest, the Revival against the Dangerous Alliance. Well, the Beast has already left his mark on the show, and we are only just 1 match down. So with that being said, we move on to our next match, a tag team contest. Scott Dawson, Dash Wilder of the Revival going in tag team action against the WWE Tag Team Champions, Roman Reigns and Mark Henry. We've had a bit of a shaky post-WrestleMania vibe to them, really, in the midst of this whole shake-up, really, of the SmackDown Tag Team division. We've seen, we've seen the Ascension come over. They are making an absolute wave, really, since their debut last week. We've had the somewhat career resurgence of Raven and Luke Harper as MK Ultra. We've got Future Shock to deal with as well. The Young Bucks are still here and they're still trying to make a name for themselves. There are so many teams now that can be a threat to those WWE Tag Team titles, going from the waist of Reigns and Henry. Reigns and Henry also have to do this matchup tonight without Paul Heyman at ringside, due to Heyman currently involved right now in business regarding Bobby Fish. But apparently, should Fish win here tonight... Oh no, my apologies. Okay, I'm proven wrong. Paul Heyman's right there. Actually, I was told that Heyman was not going to be accompanying his men out to the matchup, but it Seems as if Heyman has been able to sort out that issue that he had, and now we're going to see him at ringside. He could cause a nuisance for the Revival. He could help them. He could help his teammates out, of course, and hinder the potential victory for the Revival. You got to think Heyman's here because of the recent form, the dip in form of Reigns and Henry. Got to make sure they're getting right back on the right track, and if he's able to yell out commands from ringside, that's exactly what Reigns and Henry need, and it's a big night as well. Heyman's got to try and come across as and make everyone show that he is the manager. He is the advocate. He is the strongest accomplice you can have within this universe. He currently holds 2 of the 4 titles that Smackdown have, but the men holding those titles right now are in shaky form. That is why over the last few weeks and months, really well, most of the last few weeks, I've gone to labeling the Bullet Club as the most dominant tag team champions, due to Reigns' and Henry's sudden loss of concentration. Maybe they're getting too cocky and too good for themselves, but it's certainly not assisted them in the slightest. Heyman, though, you saw him there with that smug smirk on his face, still irradiating confidence and cockiness. Is that a mentality to have? Of course it is. Said so with Bobby Roode on ECW. That is one of the strongest mentalities you can possess. However, even he can have that mentality with the muscle mass and the destruction he possesses in these 2 men. But right now, their form in matches does not back up their claims and the stature to them. They may be huge men. They may be destructive men. But they are not men picking up wins. And that is where Paul Heyman needs to worry. All 3 of his men really are like that. He has the longest reigning WWE champion, the longest reigning world champion in history, who is now just under, just under, I am right in saying that, 3 months away from reaching 1 year as WWE champion. And right now, everything is going off the hinges for the Dangerous Alliance. Heyman cannot afford this to happen. He's at ringside to make sure it doesn't happen. Dash Wilder trying to get off the blocks there against Roman Reigns, and Reigns just flattened him down. Looking to go to work here. As it currently stands, from what I have read, the number 1 contenders for the WWE Tag Team titles are actually MK Ultra, not the Ascension, as one would lead to believe. But that is due to the fact that MK Ultra's win over Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio was seen as a more dominant victory than the one the Ascension got last week over the Young Bucks. And in fact, the Young Bucks are still ranked quite highly. But the Ascension are in a strong number 2. The Revival number 3 right now. Who knows, a win over the Tag Team Champions could bump them right up to number 1. But Roman Reigns is trying to make sure that does not happen here. Tornado DDT by Reigns. Wouldn't have expected to see that out of him. Well, here we go. Reigns right now possessing his strength against Dash Wilder there, using one arm basically to slam Wilder into the mat, but he only gets a 1 count out of it. Nevertheless, a destructive start by Reigns and Henry right now. Dash Wilder denying the tag there into Mark Henry, and now in comes Scott Dawson. The Revival trying to go to work here on Roman Reigns early on. Trying to keep him in the ring and trying to make sure that Mark Henry cannot be tagged in. I think if he is tagged in, it's going to be a very dangerous affair and a very long night for the Revival. Roman Reigns, though, was able to headbutt Dawson, but he's now been sent to the outside with a simple punch there. Oh my good God, Mark Henry with a double axe handle with so much force in it that Dawson bumped into Roman Reigns, and Reigns fell to the floor as a result of it. That is truly why he is called the world's strongest man. It is not just a nickname. It is not really a mantra. It means it is real. The strength that Henry possesses is out. Well, he calls out the world's strongest man, but in reality he possesses out of this world strength. In the corner goes Dawson. Tag made into Henry. Almost like they were trying to give Dawson a moment of hope there when he was in the turnbuckle, but Henry just is not going to let that happen. Backbreaker by the former WWE champion. Good counter there though by Scott Dawson. In the turnbuckle is Henry. And you can see Dawson just trying to use simple strikes on him right now. Doesn't want to go too high octane, doesn't want to exert too much energy in trying to slam Mark Henry, because it'd be a waste of time. And while it would be able to nail Henry with an effective maneuver, it would take so much out of you, it just wouldn't be worth the risk of going for it. Dash Wilder right now with simple moves here, attacking the arms. Going to work on the skull right now. May assist them if somehow they're able to nail the shatter machine onto this behemoth. Henry just, oh my good God. The strength he possesses there to just fling him away. Didn't even look like he put much power into that, but Dash Wilder basically went flying across the ring as a result of it. Tag made here. Referee saw it. Roman Reigns in now. Double axe handle to the arms. The Dangerous Alliance certainly working much stronger under the guidance of Paul Heyman at ringside. There's a gory bomb by Dash Wilder, almost like it's a little bit of a dig at Eddie Guerrero right now, though. Dash Wilder propped up there with that fireman's carry backbreaker, and for the first time in this contest, Paul Heyman intervenes, trying to bag some time for his tag team champion. Roman Reigns stuck in the corner right now. Could have been the shatter machine for all we know. Reigns denies the opportunity for us to see that incredible maneuver. Drop toe hold there by Dash Wilder, and again, Heyman getting involved. Heyman getting intervened in business, and Roman Reigns is stuck in place. Now he's moving again. Roman now. Power bomb. Like the crucifix sit out power bomb. That's the name of the move. But Dash Wilder still in to kick out at 2. Reigns stuffed there by Wilder. Tag made. In comes Dawson now. What are we going to see here from the Revival? Oh, assisted pile driver there. Held him in position long enough. Got a bit of blood rushing to the head as well before it. Could have startled Reigns. No. Reigns forcing his shoulder up there at the 1 count. Got to be fair. Got to give credit where credit's due to the Revival. They've held their own here. Some strong tags between the men. It's kept their hopes alive in this matchup. They are very much underdogs heading into this one. Here we go. Tag going to be made here. In comes Mark Henry once more. Devastating kick into the gut there. Thanks to the world's strongest man. Now he's just shrugging off whatever Scott Dawson attempts. Reverses the Irish whip. Back at him he comes. Was unable to hit him there, and once more, another strike into the ribs. Uh-oh. This is going to look bad. Dawson may be in a whole world of trouble. Powerbomb by Henry. Just look at the strength he possesses. Slamming Dawson down with ease. And a headbutt in the ribs to follow. Could be a precursor towards the world's strongest slam. But no, Dawson's fighting back here. Somehow, somewhere. Oh, never mind. Well, he tried to fight back, and that just was not working out for him. Able there to finally, though, get a snap made to send him down. Buying Dawson a little bit of breathing room. Cover here on Henry. Bayley getting a 1 count out of it. What else can Dawson go for here? Looks like he's going to try and desperately make a tag into Dash Wilder. Tag made. This is good. This is good by the Revival. Taking out the big man's legs. Those trunks of legs that he has. Basically bringing him all his support within this match. That is strong work there by the Revival. They have well studied the game of Mark Henry and Roman Reigns. Cover there after that DDT, but Henry's still out to 1. Heyman looking ever so smug at ringside still, but the Revival have shown that they are no slouches in this contest so far. Henry goes to work on the arm there. Dash Wilder really getting stumbled, really staggering back there from just that simple punch by Henry. I don't know what Wilder was hoping for there, but he deserved what he got there. Bear hug now. Bear hug, the move that injured John Cena and Kevin Owens upon his return to this universe, but Dash Wilder able to get out of it. What a counter by Wilder. And he sends the world's strongest man to the outside over the top rope. Incredible what we're witnessing here by the Revival. This never stay die attitude, this continued fight. Looks as if they're going to kind of go against their mantra for a second here as he looks to take flight. Didn't work out, and oh my good God. Mark Henry decks the pair of them. And now for Scott Dawson, it's a world strongest slam on the outside. He may not be the legal man, but he may have written out Dash Wilder's tag team partner for making the save in this one. Dawson is out on the outside. Does not look like he's responding right now. And that gives the Dangerous Alliance all the time they need to execute the clothesline and the spear. Cover by Reigns. Henry breaks it up for some reason. Cover by Reigns again. There's one. There's two. And Dash Wilder kicks out. How is he possessing this fight, I want to know. How has he got this within him to keep fighting? This is incredible by Dash Wilder to witness. Absolutely outstanding. Looks as if they got something in mind here. Finally the tag made it to Dawson, but not too sure how strong Dawson's going to be following that world's strongest slam on the outside. I'm amazed the Revival are still standing right now. Fair play to both teams. This has been a very impressive back and forth tag team matchup. Dawson going to work on the leg there. And once more, Heyman trying to intervene. Heyman trying to save his tag team. But it didn't seem as if Dawson had a pinfall in mind. He is just continuing right now to wear down Roman Reigns limb by limb. Reigns rolls to the outside, but he rolls to the outside in such a way that Wilder had to get off the top rope. And now, Dawson in big trouble as he takes a hefty drop following that German suplex. Paul Heyman sneaking a chair into the ring. Scott Dawson able to fight back from that punch. Tag made. Could we see it? Are the Revival going to hit it? Shatter Machine! Shatter Machine! And the cover here. Henry unable to get in. Oh, but Reigns kicks out at two. The Shatter Machine was not enough there. There was seemingly some confusion with the referee and Scott Dawson. Dawson's still not out of the ring yet. And now he's joined the Dangerous Alliance. Nice move there by Dash Wilder. Repeated stomps into the chest. Gotta think the frustration right now is getting to the Revival. The Shatter Machine was hit, but it was not enough to guarantee them victory. Roman Reigns, though, looking out on his feet right now. There's another fireman's carry backbreaker. And once more, Heyman intervenes. The referee needs to get a grip of this right now before it's too late. Off the second rope goes Wilder. Sunset flip. Sunset flip to Reigns. There's the cover. And oh, Reigns is out at two. Henry in now and causing a disturbance. The count begins there, but once more the referee finding it difficult to keep not only Paul Heyman in check, but also Mark Henry as well. Roman Reigns still down and out right now. Slowly up to his feet. And now in the turnbuckle. Could we see it again? Will this one be enough to finish it off? Setting it up exactly how they did before for a second Shatter Machine. Somehow, though, Heyman gets himself involved again. Dawson distracted, but Wilder distracted. The referee at this point needs to remove Heyman from the contest. Why isn't Dawson going for the cover? Costing themselves there with a revival. But once more, Heyman intervenes. Heyman practically saving his team. But the spear was countered. Amazing by the revival. Going to work on the leg again. How much more is Roman Reigns able to take? Surely it's not that much more. Surely it's not another shatter machine. No, it is not, actually. I'm proven wrong. I thought it was going to be that. But it seems not. Kicking the... Oh, stomped him right in the leg there. But somehow Reigns is able to fight back. But Reigns just cannot right now make the tag that he needs. Reversed back into the Revival's corner. Reigns up high. Kicking the chest there. And basic... Oh! Leaping clothesline off the top. You would have thought that was a spear, but not the case. Henry finally tagged in. He may be able to deliver the final blow here and put the Revival out of commission in this matchup for good. Took him long enough, but finally he's in. But Dawson tagged right back in as well. Treating him the same way though. Went for that stomp. Revealed his head there slightly. Able to get that in. And now an Irish whip in the turnbuckle. The Revival once more going to work on the legs with this maneuver. Incredibly effective, especially against Mark Henry. Dash Wilder looking for a cover here. And Wilder now utilizing the ropes to his advantage. Cover, there's one, there's two, and oh, they did it! The Revival using the ropes there as an advantage, an illegal advantage, but an advantage nonetheless. The Revival defeat the tag team champs. It took them long enough. It took them nearly all they had. But they pin Mark Henry. And the momentum for the tag team champions gets worse. I believe now your new #1 contenders in the rankings are the Revival following that win. They had so many opportunities to close the match. They had so many chances to just end it all, to make sure they walked out victorious. But the Dangerous Alliance were unable to. They basically let themselves down, and that is why the Revival is your winner. They are your winners here tonight. And I think this tag team saga may have just got a bit interesting. 3 teams in the running for that opportunity against the Dangerous Alliance. We'll see what's going to happen, and we'll see if Paul Heyman's night will get worse later on. But right now, we're going to determine the #1 contender for the WWE Women's Championship as Bayley, in her hometown, takes on Sasha Banks. In front of her family, in front of her friends, will this be Bayley's opportune moment to get her first opportunity? To get the first opportunity for Smackdown at the Women's Championship. Bayley would love to be the one to try and dethrone Winter. Smackdown so far been a success for the leader of the Hugger Nation. But will she be able to get that vital 3 count here tonight? Will the Bayley to belly be enough for Bayley to secure the 1-2-3 over Sasha Banks, who's basically been a staple to Smackdown since the women were brought back into this universe? But nevertheless, Bayley here with the home court advantage. Everyone in the crowd right now totally behind Bayley, and that may make it more and more difficult for Sasha Banks to get the win. Then again, this is the boss. She doesn't really care about home court advantages. She doesn't need the assistance of the crowd in a way. As much as she appreciates it, she doesn't need it. Sasha Banks is able to go in that ring and do it all on her own, and that's what we could see here tonight. Remember, Bayley was practically awarded this opportunity. Sasha Banks had to fight for it last week. I know Bayley had to beat Summer Rae 2 weeks ago, but they still said she was the #1 contender. Sasha Banks had to fight her way to get into this matchup last week against AJ Lee, and what was a strong contest, but nevertheless, here tonight, Banks and Bayley getting ready to lock horns. I honestly couldn't pick a winner in this one, to be fair. Banks, you know, not long back from an injury. Actually, no, it's been long enough now. It's been like it's actually only been about a month and a half. Never mind about that. You know, she's had enough time to, but she's still got to be feeling the pains of that back injury caused by Nia Jax. Bayley, of course, feeling that new surge of momentum since joining the brand. It's really 50-50, though, as to who could walk out victorious. Getting things underway now with a grapple on the back there by Bayley. Trying to get a good start here against Sasha. Trying to out-wrestle her early on, but Sasha Banks has another thing in mind. Bayley with a reversal back and forth between both women right now to start things off, and Bayley shoves her away, side headlock here. Slowly bring them up to their feet, and had her in a tie clinch there with a stiff knee in the head. Bayley taking perhaps a slight advantage at the start of this matchup. Seems so right now as she plants Sasha Banks on her knee once more, but Banks is able to fight back there. Tilt-a-whirl Hurricanrana by the more agile of the two. Sasha Banks, of course, is going to have to rely on being able to wear down Bayley. Going to work on the arm right now. Certainly an interesting method in order to perhaps try and take away the Bayley to belly. But Sasha Banks got to work on the key limbs, really, if she wants to stand a chance of winning with that bank statement. Up on the second rope now she is. Drop kicked her right in the face. Bayley with a reversal there. Can she get something going? This is going to look like a dangerous German suplex. Great counter by Sasha Banks into a roll-up. First pin of the match. Will it be enough? No. Counter back by Bayley. Counter back by Sasha. Back and forth by both women. There's 2, and there was nearly 3 already. Bayley, though, kicking out. Nice suplex there by Sasha Banks. Making sure to go to work on the back, but she's also got to work on the head and the neck of Bayley in order to get that in order to get that tap out, is what I should say. Reverses Bayley again, and is able to execute a nice back suplex out of it. Sasha Banks somehow already with a bankrupt neck breaker. Could this be enough to secure her opportunity of winter? There's Bayley, a 2 count. Sasha in position, looking like she was going for the bank statement. Bayley denied it, but Sasha right back on the case there, really. But DDT by Bayley. She's in position. The crowd are behind her right now. Bayley to belly to Sasha. Will this be it? 1, 2, 3. That was so close. So close to being a 3 count. Sasha Banks refusing to let herself be pinned there, and this matchup stays alive. Look at how Bayley's neck is contorted there as she was hit with that elevated neck breaker. Quite sickening to see, really. Cover here now by Sasha. Didn't really cover the right way, as that is why. That is exactly why she didn't cover the right way. Bayley's arm there on the ropes just before the 3 count. Referee forced to call the break. Better ring awareness there by Sasha Banks needed. That neck breaker could have won her the match. Sasha there with a strong forearm to reverse it. Jawbreaker by Bayley in response. Both women right now going back and forth on one another. And Bayley lining up a neck breaker of her own. No, she's not. Denied. Leaping clothesline. As Sasha Banks once more Trying to close down Bayley. Cover here. This time we're nowhere near the ropes, but it's only a 2 count. And a knee again in the back of Bayley. Nicely done. Sasha Banks, though, may not rely upon the bank statement. May rely upon this. Bankrupt. Into the cover for 1, 2. No, Bayley out. Bayley keeping her championship hopes alive. These two women, going back and forth with one another. Winter, though, you gotta imagine wherever she is, she's watching. She's taking mental notes. She's analyzing her opponents. Bayley sending Sasha into the turnbuckle, finally getting the Irish whip that she wanted. Big booted right in the face by Sasha Banks. And then back suplexed. That just went downhill there as Sasha, not exactly getting a positive reaction from the crowd there for a little clap. Perhaps people believing there that she's overlooking Bayley, or she's seeming too cocky in this matchup right now, but she's backing it up, and she's certainly able to assist herself in the back statement with it hitting that shining wizard, and now we may see it in action. Turns around. The backstabber. Is Bayley's foot in the ropes? Is Bayley's foot in the ropes? It is. The bank statement could not be executed once more. Lack of ring awareness costing Sasha Banks there. And Bayley now calling out to her huggers. Calling them on to aid her in this contest. Nice Russian leg sweep, reverse DDT by Bayley, who now is in position. She's ready to get Sasha up to her feet. Bayley to belly for the opportunity of Winter. There's 2. No, Sasha kicks out once more. And you can see the frustration upon Bayley. But she's able to almost bat it off. She's calling once more to her fans. But Sasha counters in retaliation. Slap in the face by Sasha, who now goes for a 3rd bankrupt neck breaker. Able to execute it. Could this be it for Bayley? 1, 2, 3. It is. Dismay for Bayley in her hometown. Sasha Banks is your winner. And that means at Judgment Day, it'll be Banks against Winter for the Women's Championship. She may not be getting a positive reaction right now, but I imagine there are people outside of San Jose who will believe that Sasha Banks has the potentiality to knock Winter off that Women's Championship pedestal almost as quickly as she got herself right back on it. We'll see at Judgment Day, but that could be a very strong matchup and one that you definitely don't want to overlook. Speaking of a match that you don't want to overlook, it's the runner-up of the Cruiserweight Classic, Ricochet, taking on the King of the Ring, Kenny Omega. Alright, well, Ricochet, who will be coming out first in this matchup, will be accompanied without Kevin Owens once more. Gotta try and prove that he can get the job done on his own. And we'll see if he's able to do that. We saw him, though, not that long ago, come so close to winning the Cruiserweight Classic. I said it on the night. I said he was my pick heading into that finals, but it was not the case. Ricochet suffered a loss to Suicide. But he is still going on here. He is still fighting in this. Well, he's still fighting hard, really, to make a name for himself on the Smackdown brand. And as you see there, the phrase that Kevin Owens has given to himself and to Kota Ibushi as the future of Smackdown on the side of his attire here tonight. Ricochet certainly believes he is the future of Smackdown. However, there is another man who would believe that he has the right to the same claim as Ricochet. Only he can back it up a little bit more. Because while Ricochet is a runner-up, this man is a winner. Both, while Ricochet had time to win his tournament, this man did it in one night. This man is the King of the Ring. This man is none other, of course, than Kevin. Wow, I cocked that one up. Than Kenny Omega. Strong, here comes Omega. Towards the ring, getting ready to do battle with Ricochet. I am interested to see how both men will be able to combat one another within this contest. Who will be able to get the win? Who will be able to prove they are the strongest? And furthermore, will... Oh, never mind. We're not going to get the rest of Kenny Omega's entrance, apparently. It's going to be stopped right here, and you saw Omega backing up slightly, but it was almost a ruse now as he starts to try and get the upper hand on Ricochet. Go further up the ramp here than anticipated to start things off. Stomp shear onto Ricochet as we are nowhere near the ring right now with both men. Oh, good God. Kenny Omega pop-up Styles Clash on the ramp. That has to cause some pain. Ricochet, though, able to reverse that move and nail that backflip slam into the mat. Into the ramp. Still nowhere near the ring right now, but I don't think that matters to either man, as they continue to have a little bit of a brawl and a little bit of a push fest. Getting closer and closer to the ring, so I assume this matchup will start in a moment. Nice dropkick, though, by Ricochet. Got to think Ricochet's feeling the effects, though, of the Cruiserweight Classic, perhaps. This is his third match this week now. Kenny Omega not in the same boat as him. Nice reversals, though, by Ricochet, but that devastating loss in the finals may have spurred Ricochet on to do better here tonight. The fact as well that neither the other two members of Future Shock have been unable to defeat this man may spur Ricochet on to prove that he is the one who can do it. Double tilt-a-whirl hurricanrana there, and Omega lying on the floor temporarily. Ricochet getting all sorts of fired up right now, but Omega bringing that to an immediate halt. Russian leg sweep there by the King of the Ring. Look at those repeated stomps. They're disrespectful stomps by Kenny Omega. He knows they are, and he just simply does not care. Here goes Omega now, who certainly left SmackDown last week with a very strong impression. At the end of that Nakamura-Punk match, we saw Kenny Omega standing tall after the attack on CM Punk, laying him out with the one-winged angel. We have no idea why Omega did what he did, but it certainly seems he is riding a wave of confidence following it, as he nails another pop-up Styles Clash there on Ricochet, hoping it's enough for the win. Ricochet out of 2. Able to get up to his feet as well following that move. But the cockiness, really, that Kenny Omega's representing here. It's not like we've never seen the confidence and the cocky attitude from Omega before, but it's presenting itself more than ever right now following that attack on CM Punk. I mean, it was a little bit of a surprising attack, to say the least, but Kenny Omega may bite off more than he can chew when it comes to taking on the self-proclaimed best in the world. Ricochet right now, though, really holding his own against the King of the Ring. Hurricanrana maybe. No. Oh! Almost looked like he was about to get hot-shotted into the ropes there. Omega now loading up the Hadouken. Into the chest that strike goes. And now, spun around, Ricochet may meet the same fate as Ibushi, as Owens. The one-winged angel by Omega for the cover, for the 1, 2, 3. Kenny Omega victorious in a quick fashion as well over Ricochet. Those matches in the Cruiserweight Classic, just too much for Kenny Omega to handle. For Ricochet to handle, never mind. Here comes CM Punk. Getting ready, getting revenge for last week. God, the amount of run-ins we've been seeing recently is astronomical, but it kind of shows how personal things are getting within this universe. Punk initiating the attack on Omega, striking in retaliation for last week. Tornado DDT by the 3-time world champion. CM Punk not standing for letting Omega get the upper hand on him as he did last week. And again, another tornado DDT onto Omega. CM Punk right now, almost like he's trying to get revenge by ripping that arm out of socket. Literally trying to cause a one-winged angel. Anaconda Vice. Anaconda Vice, and Omega's tapping. Omega's tapping. Alright, here we go. Main event time. A match that was anticipated months and months ago, and now finally tonight we get to witness it. Sami Zayn and Bobby Fish. Finally, we get this matchup. Very, very anticipated for this. Very, very hyped for this. To witness the man who was the man who was supposed to be fighting Bobby Fish for the WWE Championship all those months ago. The last WWE Champion before Bobby Fish took that championship away from a vacated position. Sami Zayn never lost to Bobby Fish. Never lost that title either. But Zayn had other intentions to deal with upon his return. That was the Beast Brock Lesnar. They had one of the matches of the night. Almost match of the night, if not for Rollins and DDP at WrestleMania. But Zayn just did not have what it took to capture that Intercontinental Championship away from the Beast. But here tonight he goes one-on-one with the WWE Champion and can prove what if they did take each other on. What if they did face off one-on-one? Who would have been the winner out of the two? And certainly Sami Zayn has picked perhaps the best time to get involved, to get this win over Bobby Fish. Bobby Fish since WrestleMania has not won a match against anyone on the Smackdown roster. I would like to reiterate, he did win 2 of the triple threat matches in the week following WrestleMania, but since then, against anyone on this roster, he has not beaten. He lost to Nakamura, he lost to Punk, and he wasn't here last week. Bobby Fish has got to turn this momentum around and turn it around fast, especially when you're taking on a man who's only been pinned twice in his entire career in this universe. Twice in the span of a year. I of course asked you all 2 weeks ago what you thought, and you believed that Bobby Fish's title reign was coming to an end. You believed that Fish had overextended his reign. He was getting sloppy, he was making mistakes, and that at Judgment Day it will be Nakamura to take the title away from Sami Zayn. Well, we'll find out on the night, but right now Fish has got to try and prove why he is the longest reigning world champion, why he is, as I call him, the greatest wrestler alive today. Got to do it against a very tough Sami Zayn. A Sami Zayn who's had a lot of time to recover following that triple threat following that match for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. That moonsault there didn't even get him a 1 count, so Zayn certainly realizing he's got a lot to do here from the start on Bobby Fish. He plants down the former WWE Champion with a Michinoku driver. Rich history between these two men, really, when you look through the records. Bobby Fish's Intercontinental Championship reign came about because he pinned Sami Zayn. Zayn wasn't the champion, but he did pin him to win that Intercontinental Championship now about 15 months ago. And then, of course, as I said, they were supposed to meet in a champion versus champion match. WWE Champion Zayn versus Intercontinental Champion Fish. But that match did not take place thanks to Brock Lesnar. However, when Zayn returns, he realizes that nothing changed really in that aspect. Fish was still WWE Champion. And Sami Zayn, if he wins here tonight, he could potentially find himself in that matchup. Imagine that main event to Judgment Day. The event where Sami Zayn won his WWE Championship last year. Except this year, he's in a triple threat match as opposed to a fatal 4-way, and he's taking on Bobby Fish and Shinsuke Nakamura. What a match that could be. I imagine it could be in place just so long as Sami wins here tonight. Bobby Fish, though, has come out of the gates very strong against Zayn, and Zayn finally started to get a big move to fight back there with that German suplex. Zayn misses that step of Enziguri. But he's going right back to work here. This is back and forth between these two men right now. Oh, there's the leaping knee. That's a precursor. That's a precursor to the fish hook. We may get a very early fish hook at a very early end to this match. All that what if in vain. All the months of questioning meaning nothing. Sami Zayn kicks out at 2. A little bit too early there to defeat the underdog from the underground. But Zayn now has one hell of a hill to climb, and he's not exactly doing himself any favours as he remains on the ground. Zayn, roll up on Fish. Can he nail a victory in this manner? No, he can't. Fish turns it into a roll up of his own, and Zayn forces a very quick kick out. What an uppercut there by Sami. Sami Zayn now in position. Blue Thunder Bomb to the WWE Champion. 1, 2. No, Fish out at 2. Sami Zayn currently can take solace in the fact of knowing that he has defeated the current King of the Ring. That's something he gets to, that's something that can give Sami some momentum. Really heading into this matchup as Zayn looks for that 3 count once more off the crossbody this time, and it's still only a 2. Got to think when you've got to win over someone with a title, not an actual title, but like a physical title, like a name kind of title, that got to give you some momentum at least. However, Sami Zayn seems to always rely upon momentum from these crowds. No matter where we go, they're always with Sami Zayn. They're always on his side. They never back down from Zayn. We saw it at WrestleMania. We're seeing it here tonight. The crowd completely behind Zayn. But Bobby Fish looking to do what he's done for nearly a year as WWE Champion, and that is silence the critics. Heyman at ringside right now, but his involvement in this match has been non-existent as opposed to earlier in the night. Reversal there. Nice reversal as well. Pushed him away, gave him time to recover, but Fish goes to the eyes and a leaping knee once more. Zayn wouldn't have been able to see that coming at all. And Fish may look for it again. He may look for that fish hook once more on Zayn. Zayn sidesteps him. Great work by Sami Zayn. This time, the Blue Thunder Bomb is counted again. What a reversal by Fish. That is the reversal. That is the timing of a champion. That is the timing of one of the greats. And that is who Bobby Fish is. But somehow, Zayn able to roll out of the ring. But you see him holding his head. Zayn knows that wasn't a smart decision. You gotta think that Zayn is 100% rattled following that brainbuster on the knee, but he still fights here. Catching his bearings, that's why he didn't continue the fight on Fish there. That's why he stood his ground for a second. Back and forth now between both men. In the corner we go. Fish here. Going to slow the pace down a little bit, but it's a gorgeous moonsault nonetheless by the WWE Champion, who may look for another fish hook. Will we see it? Yes, we will. A second one, catching Zayn square on the head. 1. Wow. We're going backwards. Sami Zayn kicks out at 1. I don't know how he's able to do so each and every time, but Sami Zayn just finds an extra gear. He finds that fuel to keep him going. Zayn sends Fish into the corner. Helluva kick! Can Sami Zayn pull off a huge win? There's 2. There is not 3. He must have sensed it. The referee saying the shoulder was raised at the count of 2 there. And Fish now able to capitalize. But Zayn is right back up to his feet. German suplex though. Immediately flooring Zayn. Look at Zayn. Look at him go. Right back up. Refusing to stay down. You have got to admire how Sami Zayn's able to do this every single time. What a main event we're witnessing here. Both men have taken and given a lot out. And they still continue to fight. Swanton here. Could this be it? There's 1. There's 2. There's nearly a 3 count. That was so close. Fish barely kicking out in time. And Sami Zayn now in the turnbuckle. Exploder suplex. Fish may be in real trouble here. And Heyman can only look on in worry. Zayn took a step back there to think it through, but he gave Fish too much time. And all of a sudden, Bobby Fish is able to soak in some kind of momentum. Fish with a step up enziguri in the corner, but Zayn sends him into the corner. It's reversed though by Fish. Punch in the face. Here goes Fish now with his own kind of comeback. The double clotheslines. Incredible timing to duck Zayn and a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Will he be able to nail it? Will he be able to... Oh! Well, nevertheless. Never mind. Scrap what I said. There's that knee in the jaw. That may have knocked out Zayn. There's one. There's... Nope. No, it hasn't. Zayn is still fighting. And this crowd, look at them. So many on their feet right now. So many wanting Zayn to get the win here. Dragon screw to the WWE Champion. Zayn forcing Fish up and forcing Fish into the submission hold that I've completely blanked on. Wow, that is embarrassing. The Koji clutch. There we go. Finally got it. Koji clutch by Zayn. Will it be enough for Fish to tap out? He's so close to the ropes. Fish just had to put an arm out and he's there. But Fish refusing to use the ropes, using his own mindset. Elbowed him right in the skull. Zayn taking his sweet time to get up to his feet, but he's still fighting. As is Fish though. And Fish hook! One simple slip up by Zayn. And Fish can capitalize. High octane main event that was. There's the cover. And there's the 3. Fish is victorious. Heyman can take solace in the fact that he is aware now that his WWE champion once more has picked up the win. And picked up the win over the man he somewhat took the WWE championship away from all those months ago. Fish perhaps back on the winning track heading into Judgment Day. Well, Bobby Fish with a microphone in hand seems as if he has something to say for his challenger. Shinsuke Nakamura has words for the man he will face a few weeks from now at Judgment Day. Claiming there is no lack there is no failing in form. And Bobby Fish says that Shinsuke Nakamura will receive this firsthand. And it seems as if he's putting out some kind of challenge as well to the King of Strong Style. He wants to declare the match type. Nakamura may have got the opportunity of Fish, but this is Fish's yard. And Bobby Fish seems to have some kind of matchup in mind for these two men at Judgment Day. I'm interested to see what he's got in mind here. Wow. Wow. Dropping a major bombshell there. Declaring that the main event of Judgment Day will be Bobby Fish and Shinsuke Nakamura in a 30-minute Iron Man match. Not just to prove who can get the first fall, but who can get the fall that means the most. Who can get the fall that wins them that title. Judgment Day just got 10 times better from that claim. 30 minutes of Bobby Fish and Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, they have just made Judgment Day a pay-per-view you cannot miss. Wow. Has Fish bitten off more than he can chew, though? Well, we'll find out on the night, won't we? But there you have it. There's your main event. Iron Man match. Absolutely incredible. Bobby Fish putting it all on the line in an attempt to prove that he is the most dominant WWE champion there is, ever been, and will ever be. Well, we'll see if he can back that claim up in a few weeks' time. All I know is I am beyond hyped to witness that matchup take place. That is going to end this episode of Universe. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, guys, and ta-ra.